Hello, LTU fans, and welcome on in to the LTU Sports Report. I'm your host, Dylan Morello. This episode of the Sports Report is presented by Lawrence Technological University, and we are sponsored by Henry Ford Sports Medicine. So coming up on today's show, we have a fresh and exciting new season recap from one of our most successful teams on campus. Here today, we backpedal on the LTU women's lacrosse season, starting with this year's initial fall update alongside highlights from a handful of key games. Let's get right to the big news. The NAIA Championships coming to LTU in 2022. Can you enlighten us on the process or what was involved in choosing Lawrence Tech for this event?
Yeah, Scott had submitted a proposal to the NAIA requesting to host it. Some of the criteria the NAIA looks for is the facilities, location, hotels, proximity to an airport. We definitely have the lacrosse history, so that is great. And the fact that we're partnering with the Detroit Sports Commission is a big plus.
So now that it is coming to LTU, what expectations do you have for it? And really, what does it mean to host an event like this for the university and, as you mentioned, the Metro Detroit area lacrosse community as a whole?
I know everyone is excited to host it. I know our administration will do a great job in providing a first-class event for all the teams coming in. It's a great opportunity for, obviously, my student athletes, LTU, our conference. It's a way we'll be able to showcase our campus.
So we know your team just finished up the in-person practices. Can you give us a little update on how it went for you girls in preparation for the spring season?
Yeah, fall practice went well. I think just everyone was excited just to be back on the field again. It was a little bit more relaxed than I think a typical fall practice, but we had fun. And the best part was everyone worked really, really hard.
Lastly, heading into the spring, are there any goals that you or your team are looking to accomplish?
First, to have a season, I think, would be awesome. But we want to continue what we kind of finished off last year when the season was canceled. We were playing really, really well. And to keep that momentum going into this coming season would be great. Obviously, just keeping everyone healthy. And I think ultimately winning a conference championship and then a national championship would be great.
Oh yeah, looking forward to that. Well, once again, thanks for coming on today, and I wish you guys luck in the spring. Can't wait to broadcast some games, and I hope you have a safe and healthy holiday season.
Thanks for having me, and happy holidays to you guys too.
The Lawrence Tech women's lacrosse team is back in action for the first time this season. The Blue Devils face off against the Cougars of Davenport University in a preseason scrimmage. After only playing 5 games total last season due to the pandemic, LTU, like everyone else, is rolling with the punches. Can the Blue Devils fix some kinks in the play and get the win? Jumping to the second half, LTU down big, but a comeback would ensue. Down by double digits, goal, Lawrence Tech would cut the lead down to 4. But the Blue Devils just couldn't get over the hill and would drop this one 19-12 the final. Lawrence Tech is back in action February 26th at Cumberland.
The women's lacrosse team had a 7-hour trek over the weekend to Southern Kentucky to take on the University of the Cumberland's Patriots. A tight battle always between these two teams, and this game was no different. The Blue Devils had to shake off their road legs in the first half as the game was lopsided early.
Ball inside, shot, and a goal by number 10, Katie Waits, assisted by number 8, Abby Smentowski. And just like that, the Blue Devils have closed the gap.
But it would be one of their captains, Katie Waits, leading the charge in the second, notching 5 goals. Followed closely by Ashley Sherry with 4.
Pressure by Churchley.
Good defense there by Hannah Churchley, knocking the ball loose, but Wallagore once again able
Shot
to pick it
and
back
a
up.
goal for Lawrence Tech. Number 2, Bella Van Buren. And that looked like it was an assist by number 14, Caitlin Wallagora. And once again, Lawrence Tech has narrowed it to a 1-goal advantage.
Unfortunately, it was a little bit too late for LTU as the Patriots held on to a lead the whole match and would take this one 12-10, the final score.
conference play as the Lawrence Tech women's lacrosse team takes on the Crusaders of Madonna University. The Blue Devils season has gotten off to a slow start as the ladies in blue have yet to win a game. Although their level of play has been high, they have been struggling to close out a game. But after some much-needed practice time, have the Blue Devils worked out their kinks? Let's find out. Starting in the first half, the Blue Devils would jump all over Madonna, scoring 7 straight goals. The Farmington Hills native, Abby Smentuski, would lead the Blue Devils with 3 goals in the first half. LTU has a 7-2 lead into the break. Coming back from the break, it would be an all-around team effort as 6 of the Blue Devils would find the back of the net. The leading goal scorer on the night was the senior Ashley Sherry with 5 goals. Lawrence Tech would come out on top in this game with the 17-4 final.
I think we had a rocky start. I think we had some issues taking care of the ball, but second half we regrouped, brought it back together, and we played our hearts out and had a good game.
To do better next game, we're just going to fix those little mistakes, and we're going to get the ball in the back of the net, and we're going to keep going hard until nationals.
Dylan Morello here as we head to Blue Devils Stadium for this women's lacrosse matchup between your Lawrence Tech Blue Devils and the Cleary University Cougars. Blue Devils coming into this one looking for their 3rd straight win, while the Cougars are just looking for their 1st win on the road this season. But they start off hot with Isabel Carr coming in, ripping it home. The Cougars are off and running. But the Blue Devils come back with a quick response. The pass upfield by Katie Waits leads to Gabby Larkin, who beats her 1 defender. Going in for the breakaway, she rips it home. Score tied up at 1. The Blue Devils will continue that momentum, scoring 5 of the next 6 goals in the game. Here's Jasana Jarvis driving in. She finds an open lane and rips it in. Score is now 6-1 in favor of Lawrence Tech. Blue Devils continuing on offense. Here's the junior Abby Smentowski splitting the D and beating the goaltender over the head. Blue Devils now take a massive lead. Cleary trying to cut into the lead now. A nice handoff behind the net to Lisa Dickerson. She plays it over to Isabel Carr once again, who rolls the wrist and beats it 5-0 on the goalkeeper. Blue Devils now lead 10-3 going into halftime. Second half starting now, and it'll be a copy and paste for the Blue Devils from the first, as here's Katie Waits going on the outside, beating her defenders. She tickles the twine. The Blue Devils continue the offensive onslaught. Cleary would get a few more goals, but not before the Blue Devils add the dagger. Here's Bella Van Buren getting it out to the freshman, Mari Gay-Guy, for her first collegiate goal of her career. The Blue Devils go on to win this one by a final score of 18-6. That makes it 3 in a row.
Number one, I need to thank Cleary just because they came out to play us just to help us get our 7 games in, and the fact that they only had 8 players or 8 field players, we wanted to kind of match that with them. 2 weeks ago, we weren't sure we were going to be able to get all our games in. The fact that the team has come back and they've come back with positive attitudes has been huge. They want to play. They lost our season last year, and at this point, we're thankful that we're playing.
As the regular season highlights come to a close, we are going to step aside for a commercial break to hear from our sponsors, but don't go anywhere because we have more sweet goals and wicked plays when we come back.
If you're a high school athlete with the dream of playing college sports, Lawrence Technological University wants you to recruit yourself. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports, including its newest additions, competitive cheer and dance, esports, women's hockey, and men's and women's track and field. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
Welcome back in the LTU Sports Report. A lot of outstanding highlights already in the show as LTU was able to finish off the regular season mixed with COVID cancellations, 4-3 overall, taking everything they learned in those 7 games to the WHAC playoffs where they went on an absolute tear, starting here against Bethel. Dylan Morello here as we head into the snow at Blue Devils Stadium for the start of the 2021 Women's Lacrosse WHAC playoffs between the number 3 seed Lawrence Technological University Blue Devils and the number 6 seed Bethel University Pilots. Not only was the start of the WHAC playoffs, but it was also senior night here at Blue Devils Stadium. Both these teams were coming in 3-1 in their last 4 games. Let's see what went down. Starting in the first half, it's the senior Gabby Larkin working down low. She passes it in front to the open Bella Van Buren, who makes no mistake. Blue Devils off and running. Bethel now looking for some offense of their own. They're behind the goal, just like the Blue Devils. They pass it in front to Broadwick, who makes no mistake. They get their first points on the board. After that goal, however, the Blue Devils would turn on the Jets. Here's the junior Abby Spentowski breaking down the field, using her speed, putting it in. The Blue Devils went on a 7-goal run. The score is now 8-1 in favor of Lawrence Tech. Second half beginning now, Blue Devils up 8-3. It's Spentowski once again coming in and blistering a shot past the goalkeeper. She had 6 goals on the evening. Blue Devils keeping the momentum going, but it's Bethel now with the free position shot. Van Troen comes in, making no mistake. The Blue Devils now lead 13-5. The Blue Devils would continue the onslaught, and they finish it off here. Anna Foley, the senior, on a free position shot. She rips it in. The Blue Devils take this one, 20-6 the final score. The Blue Devils move on in the WHAC playoffs and have a great outing, especially here on senior night. The seniors Kaylee Patterson, Axie Vang, Dory Coggin, Ashley Sherry, Gabby Larkin, and Anna Foley all put on a great show, as Lawrence Tech would like to extend a big congratulations to them for being great student athletes, and good luck the rest of the way into nationals.
Elizabeth Kuhn here for the LTU Sports Report. Our women's lacrosse team was in Grand Rapids for the second time in a week to take on the second-seeded Aquinas Saints for the WHAC semifinal playoff game on April 22nd. When these two teams faced off in the regular season, the Blue Devils dominated with a 17-5 blowout. The rematch resulted in a Blue Devil win with an even wider margin. LTU got a lead early in the first half of the match and never let up. Top scorers for the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils included WHAC second-team all-conference player Abby Simtowski, who racked up 6 goals and 3 assists during the match. Just behind her was senior attack Anna Foley, who finished with 5 goals and 5 assists. Molecular cell biology major Bella Van Burden clocked in with 4 goals. She also recently picked up second-team all-conference honors. Junior Katie Waits from Milford, Michigan, who was named first-team all-conference, scored 3 goals. The final score was 20-6, and the win allowed LTU to advance to the WHAC Championship on Saturday, where they will face off against Siena Heights University at the Blue Devils Stadium.
Scooped up nicely, though, by Foley. Back in front to Patterson, and she rips it in. That's the Blue Devils' first goal of the final. Kaylee Patterson on the board. And the shots now are even at 2 apiece. Played down low. Larkin, a nice spin move, and she scores. A beautiful passing play over the top of a couple of the Saints defenders' heads. There's Sherry. She'll pass it off to Waits, and Waits scores. Katie Waits. A beautiful play, a little misdirection on that free position shot by Sherry. They hand it off to Larkin. Larkin now down low in her offense, looking for the pass. She can't find it, still wheeling out. She started steps, has the lane for a hot second, throws it down low, and she scores again. Gabby Larkin, her second of the day, 4-1 now, Lawrence Tech. Larkin moving on in, good defensive placement. Towski in the middle of the shot, and she scores, ripping it 5-hole. Been all Elliott in the offensive zone the last couple of possessions. As Van Buren cuts to the net, the shot, and she scores. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Bella Van Buren, the pass from Gabby Larkin, and the Blue Devils regain the lead. Allowing players to come on in. Smintowski, couple star set moves to the goal, the shot, and she scores. Abby Smintowski, the player that we spotlighted. The Blue Devils regain the lead 8-7. The Blue Devils score once again. Abby Smintowski. Larkin and Foley down low, as it's been a tough task, and Foley able to find a little lane here. Foley to the net, and she scores. Anna Foley. Katie Waits stops up. Lawrence Tech looking for some more. Sherry, the shot, and she scores. Ashley Sherry. Another goal for Lawrence Tech. Staying on Larkin a lot of the time. Push back there, Sherry with the lane, and she scores again. Ashley Sherry on fire in the last minute and a half. Coming on in, Patterson, the rip and the score. Kaylee Patterson, a 13th spot for Lawrence Tech. Couple players playing interference to let Van Buren moving on through. There's Smintowski. She has a lane, and she scores, ripping it 5-hole. Lawrence Tech now 14-8 the score. They're taking control. The Blue Devils elect to just waste some more time in front, though, and Bella Van Buren strikes home, and she will get a handful of goals as well. Van Buren against Elliott. Moving on in, the shot, and she scores. Bella Van Buren, her 3rd goal of the game. And the Blue Devils now have 16 on the board, 16-9 the score. We are counting down, a minute left here. And the Blue Devils score right there just to put the dagger as kind of a broken play. Foley. And that's going to do it. The Lawrence Tech Blue Devils are your 2021 Women's Lacrosse WHAC champions. As now the trophy is presented to the captains at the center of the field. So after being Siena Heights and hoisting the WHAC trophy, LTU punched their ticket to the national tournament in Savannah, Georgia. I had the pleasure of traveling there to get coverage of all the festivities, starting here with some practice reports and then game action. Hello everybody, Dylan Morello here in sunny 90-degree Savannah, Georgia, where the LTU women's lacrosse team has just arrived. They're starting their first practice behind me right now. It's their first of 2 this week until they play Benedictine on Wednesday for the first matchup of the NAIA National Tournament. We're gonna have the practice report from today as well as tomorrow, and of course the game highlights from Wednesday. So let's watch what the team worked on today.
It's exciting. It's definitely an experience. We just had a long bus ride, so coming out here to stretch our legs and play in the sunshine is just awesome. You know, we're just excited to be here. We had a lot of ups and downs during the season, but we're just overall just excited to be out here playing in some Georgia sun.
This year it's amazing. We get to come outside, it's beautiful. The biggest struggle we're gonna have is getting used to this heat. It's very hot, and even without masks, it's very hot. But overall, we played great, and I think we got a good running chance to make it.
So that's going to do it here today for the LTU Women's Lacrosse first practice report of this week in Savannah, Georgia for the national tournament. A lot of stuff they worked on today and a lot of stuff to improve for their game on Wednesday against Benedictine. I'm Dylan Morello, and we'll be back to you tomorrow for their second practice report as they prepare for the big game. And here we go, day 2 here in sunny Savannah, Georgia. Dylan Morello with you as the LTU women's lacrosse team is getting set to start their second practice in as many days here preparing for the NAIA National Tournament. They're gonna take on Benedictine College tomorrow at 1 p.m. We'll have the coverage of that game for you as well as highlights. But right now, enjoy this practice report here in Savannah, Georgia.
Well, it's been really hot out here, but we've been pushing through it and making sure we're keeping our mentality up so we don't get in our own heads. I think we've been playing pretty well, especially considering we're coming from like 50-degree weather.
So we worked on working through our attack and our defense and just setting up plays and really slowing the ball down with the heat and everything. And yeah, we're excited. It's gonna be a good game.
Our main thing is working on keeping out of our own heads. We really want to make sure that we don't get down on ourselves and that we keep the energy up the whole game.
So there you have it. The second day of the LTU women's lacrosse practice has just concluded. They worked on a lot of stuff today, focusing on transitioning defense to offense. We've seen that in a multitude of their games, especially winning in the WHAC Championship, how that defensive prowess led to their offensive pressure. And once again, I'm Dylan Morello. We hope you enjoyed this practice report, and we'll be with you tomorrow for the first matchup in the NAIA National Tournament. So here we go, the game we've all been waiting for as your Lawrence Tech Blue Devils are taking on the Benedictine Ravens in the quarterfinals matchup of the 2021 NAIA National Championship. So Lawrence Tech coming into this game after beating Siena Heights in the WHAC finals. Actually, Siena Heights was a team to play right before them on the same field. They lost to the #1 seed Kaiser University, but a great matchup there. So the winner of this game between Benedictine and Lawrence Tech will take on Kaiser. So this one's gonna be a tough one to predict as LTU was coming off of that 2-week hiatus due to COVID-19 protocols. They came back, had to get their feet under them. They've since built momentum. They won the WHAC finals, as we just mentioned prior, and have now carried that into the game here today, as we saw in the practice reports, really working on that defensive side of the game, moving it to offense, and it really has generated a ton of success for them. So on the other side of the pitch, Benedictine is coming in with a 13-1 record on the regular season, and while that may seem daunting, the conference they're in isn't that excellent, as they've outscored opponents 296 goals to 43 against. So expect their offense to be really well-oiled. They're gonna come in at the Blue Devils, but the Blue Devil defense is up to the task, hopefully in this one, and we'll see what happened as the game is about to get underway, and we'll get the highlights to you right after this. The Blue Devils would get out to a 6-0 lead with 20 minutes remaining in the first half before Benedictine even scored their first goal. The halftime score was 12-6 in favor of LTU. An onslaught of goals to start the second half gave the Blue Devils a running clock as the score was quickly 16-6. Benedictine eventually scored 3 straight, but it was a little too late as Lawrence Tech cruised an upset victory with a 20-11 final score. Junior nursing student Abby Smentowski led all Blue Devils with 6 goals, while senior Ashley Sherry from Savage, Minnesota, followed right behind with 5 goals and an assist. Senior Kaylee Patterson, who flew in the day before the match just so she could attend her nursing pinning ceremony back in Southfield, racked up 3 goals, as did junior Katie Waits, who was recently named to the WHAC First Team All-Conference. It was announced at the game that Abby Barnwald was selected as an NAIA All-American. She knocked in 2 goals herself, while junior Bella Van Buren rounded out the Blue Devils scoring with a goal of her own.
We came in this that we had to win this as a team. It wasn't going to take one person on either end, and we did just that. We played amazing on the defense, on the attacking end. You know, our goalie, but she played amazing, and we worked together, passed the ball really well through the midfield and on attack. We just kept the ball hot and did exactly what, you know, we were supposed to do coming into this game.
Everyone went hard after the loose balls, and it was going to be a grind, and it was. And at the end, we didn't give up and just kept it going. I'm so proud of this team and what they did and have accomplished so far. My team right now is playing with all heart, and you can't beat that.
So there you have it. LTU wins this quarterfinals matchup against Benedictine College, 20-11 the final score. A great outing all around. Once again, LTU eclipsing that 20-goal mark, but it couldn't have happened without the backstopping of Dory Coggin. She made a plethora of saves, and you're going to look to her again this Friday as they move on to the semifinal match. They're going to take on Kaiser, and it's going to be a tough one. You saw them beat Siena Heights a little bit earlier in the day. That's who LTU beat to move on to the national tournament. So exciting stuff happening. We're going to have a game on Friday. So we hope you enjoyed this one, and go Blue Devils. Hello everybody, Dylan Morello once again bringing you coverage of the 2021 Women's Lacrosse NAIA National Championships. The semifinal game is about to get underway right behind me. It's between your Lawrence Tech Blue Devils and the Kaiser University Seahawks. So LTU number 5, Kaiser number 1, so it's looked to be a spirited bout. Kaiser won their quarterfinals matchup against the team LTU beat to get to the national tournament. Siena Heights, they won that match 12-7. It was a close affair. Siena Heights had them all the way to the end. LTU, they beat Benedictine College, upsetting the number 4 seed. They won that game 20-11 the final score. That was backstopped by Dory Coggin. She made a season-high 12 saves on the evening, so look to her to make a plethora of saves once again, and look to the Blue Devils offense to really get going, get the momentum, start off early. They started off the first 10 minutes of the last game scoring 6 goals. Benedictine had to call that timeout, so look for them to have that energy coming off the hop here. So it should be a thrilling match between 2 well-oiled and well-coached teams, number 1 Kaiser University and number 2 Lawrence Tech. Let's roll the highlights. Kaiser kicked off the match with a fast start, netting 2 goals within 25 seconds of each other to take the early 2-0 lead. Lawrence Tech would have an answer, however, with a pair of goals, starting here with the senior Kaylee Patterson. Then this goal by Ashley Sherry evened the score up right before the 20-minute mark. Madison Andrews netted 3 consecutive goals for Kaiser over a 9-minute span to record a hat trick and put the Seahawks in front 5-2. Proven to be quite the back-and-forth affair, the Blue Devils netted 3 of the next 4 goals as sophomore Caitlin Walagora tallied a goal and an assist during a run that made it a 6-5 game in favor of the Seahawks. LTU wasn't able to close the gap, and they would trail 8-5 going into the break. In the second half, Lawrence Tech battled back as junior Katie Waits notched a goal and an assist to cut the score to 9-7 midway through the second half. Unfortunately, the Seahawks went on a 4-goal run, which extended their lead to 13-7. Abby Smentowski scored the last Blue Devil goal in the final minutes, making the final score 13-8. Kaiser advanced to the National Championship game for the first time in program history, where they defeated Cumberland's 13-11.
Overall, I think our defense played out of their minds. They kind of kept us in the game. I think we had plenty of opportunities to score. We just didn't put it in the back of the net. A lot of emotions throughout. We did majority of our season, literally, and, played 7 games in 10 days, and then just coming down here. They remained positive, and I'm very proud of what they've accomplished. Their resilience throughout the whole season was amazing.
And the Blue Devils, unfortunately, will go home, but not after a tough battle. They practiced really hard. They've worked really hard all season. They won the WHAC tournament to get here to Nationals, so I want to congratulate them on that and a great overall season. That's unfortunately going to be it for us here in Savannah, Georgia. Once again, thanks for tuning in to LTSN. I'm Dylan Morello. We hope you enjoyed this content, and we'll be back to you next season with more lacrosse action. That's a close on this year's LTU Women's Lacrosse Season Rewind, an outstanding journey this year for the girls where they silenced the doubters, winning the WHAC Championship, having career individual seasons, and leaving their mark in the national tournament. So our episode has come to a close. I'm your host, Dylan Morello, and before you tune off, make sure to follow LTU Athletics on social media for more videos, photos, and articles. You can also listen to our Blue Devils in-depth podcast on Spotify, Apple, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Hope you enjoyed the show, and I will see you next time right here on the LTU Sports Report.